Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
PNP says adjustments of NCB ABMs highlight extent of crime plague. The opposition People's National Party says the recent adjustments to the National Commercial Bank NCB's automated banking machine ABM network severely highlight the extent to which crime and violence has plagued the country. On Monday, NCB announced changes to its network following a review of the risk profile at each location. These changes include the temporary closure of some of its 24-hour machines at night and/or the permanent closure of some locations. ABMs that were previously subject to vandalism or theft have been replaced. There have also been attacks on security guards who were serving ABMs, some being wounded and one killed. Opposition spokesperson on finance Gillian Robinson told reporters that although NCB's adjustments are aimed at ensuring the safety of customers, employees, and service providers, customers will be impacted by the changes. Noting that other banks may make similar adjustments, Mr. Robinson said steps must be taken by these banks to ensure that customers have option to carry out transactions. He also stressed the need for sensitization about online banking for senior citizens.
You have a bank that has made a business decision based on theft and the vandalization of a number of their ATMs. It is obviously going to affect customers the most, and in particular in an environment where banks are trying to encourage customers not to come into the branch but to use the alternative channels of online banking and ATM. It will have an impact. But I do understand what would have driven the decision, which is mainly the impact of crime and their inability to safely ensure that customers can do business in particular locations. I would have to wait and see what those locations are, where they are, and I think they need to ensure that in spite of these challenges, that certain geographic areas continue to be served in a way that you don't take away the channels from customers in particular areas. It is not something which came as a surprise given the incidents that we have had, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if other banks may take a similar position, given that criminals seem to be targeting banks and ATMs in particular. So in terms of customers, the banks have to ensure that options are still available to customers, and in particular for senior citizens, that there is some kind of hand-holding and education so that they can understand the alternatives to necessarily having to use cash for many other transactions.
Alleged rifle-toting man in video being sought by cops. The police on Wednesday appealed to the public for assistance in finding a man seen in a viral video holding what appeared to be a rifle in the air while bragging about having access to an arsenal of similar weapons. In the video, which was widely circulated on social media, the man who is dressed in a red t-shirt is seen holding a firearm with an extended magazine. No for them ya, out there we go buy a couple rifle down the road too. All boy we know say them now link with we have some rifle shot for them. You think a joking thing? He says, before paying respect to one of his friends whom he referred to as Sonny. Of note is that it appears to be a video as if his action is being supported by police surrounding him. At the moment, cops have their work cut out for them in finding the man. According to Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, who is in charge of the Corporate Communications Unit, the video has been circulated in police WhatsApp group to see if it is known by any of them. Investigations continue. Commuters stranded as JUCC drivers strike. The Jamaican Urban Transit Company JUCC is advising commuters that there is a disruption in its regular service as some drivers have taken industrial action. As a result, there are huge crowds at our major transport hubs, said Cecil Thoms, the JUCC Corporate Communications Manager, in a third statement. We are urging commuters to make alternative arrangements to get to their destinations. We will keep you updated, Thoms added. Thoms, who spoke with reporters minutes before a meeting of the management staff to ascertain the reasons for the strike, said the drivers' rage would ignite by a quarrel over the level of pay increase that were revealed when they received their emoluments on Tuesday afternoon. However, other sources at the company have suggested that the strike was in support of a fellow driver who was reportedly arrested by the police on Wednesday morning. In the meantime, it is understood that crowds of people who were headed home or to night jobs were stranded in the main traffic area, including downtown Kingston, Cross Road, and Halfway 3. In November 2021, the unprofitable bus company lost over $2 million in revenue from a strike by drivers, which impacted almost all of its bus schedules and created a financial boom for taxi and private bus operators. That strike was sparked by the arrest of a JUCC driver by the police, who pulled him from behind the wheel of a bus he was driving. He was charged with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act, disobeying a constable and resisting arrest. Taxi group calls for meeting with government to discuss solutions to reduce number of operators being killed on duty. The Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services TODS is calling for a meeting with the Ministers of Transport and National Security to discuss solutions to reduce the number of operators being killed on the job. This following the shooting death of a taxi operator at the Mullins-Walton Park intersection in Kingston on March 28. Another taxi operator was wounded in the incident. TODS President Hector Newman says the Evelyn's gun attack has brought the number of taxi operators killed on duty since the start of the year to 11. Noting that this figure is concerning, Mr. Newman says collaborative steps must be taken to address the issue urgently. Meantime, Mr. Newman is encouraging taxi operators to exercise vigilance and to operate cautiously when carrying out their duties.
The transport operators across Jamaica is saddened this morning at the killing of yet another taxi operator, the 11th since the start of the year. This time last year we have 3. Today we have to count in the death of our people. We need to sit at the table with government to find a way must can be found to address this continued carnage of our men and women who is serving the public, serving Jamaica in this way. It is too bad. Because we carry the money on our person every single hour of the day, we believe that we are a target to gunmen and something must be done somewhere, somehow. The sector operative must now be more conscious of the space in which they operate. We are taking people home to various corners of this country, and we have to be conscious. The time we work, I think most of us are working too long hours, very late at night. We now have to consider shift system in the public transport sector because people want to go home, but we have to be concerned about our lives. The people who carry what we say in our taxis to our commuters, because anything you say can be the gun at your head. In our taxis, happened last year, and it can happen again. So we just urge our operators, please, don't carry a weapon, an illegal weapon, but be conscious of the way you travel, the space in which you travel.
Railway Corporation signs agreement with private agency for transport of minerals and aggregates throughout country. The Jamaica Railway Corporation, JRC, has signed an agreement with Mineral Agency for retail and logistics for the movement of industrial minerals and aggregates throughout the country. The Transport Ministry signed the agreement with the Mineral Agency on March 28. The contract will last 15 years with an estimated value of $33 million for the first year. The transportation agreement will also provide the movement of aggregates from Old Harbour to Linstead and on the return journey to transport more from Bogwalk to Port Esquile for shipment to Caribbean islands. The ministry says this railway line will help alleviate congestion on the roads and reduce transportation costs, benefiting both the industry and the environment, as well as facilitate the movement of heavy cargo. JRC General Manager Donald Hansen said the project is a significant milestone for the corporation. Meantime, Transport and Mining Minister Ardishon noted that the agreements allowed for government to offer a more comprehensive transportation solution while also supporting the development of the railway industry.
The Jamaica Railway Corporation and MAL entered into a memorandum of understanding last year. MAL and the JRC have now decided to formalize this agreement as set out in the MOU by way of a formal contract and simultaneously to enter into leases of land to be used by MAL for loading and unloading cargo. He will now deposit these materials in Linstead and trucks will carry them to the North Coast. In utilizing JRC infrastructure for the haulage and unloading of industrial material, MAL will benefit from the reduced haulage per mile tonnage, which compound with that for the uses of trucks. It will greatly reduce the haulage costs because the rail is the ideal transportation method to carrying heavy cargo. Because we can't go to all the town centers, so the trucks will pick up from where we deposit on the rail network and move to the to the areas inland.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,